Hi girls, are you ready? Whether you're 30-day challengers of Danette May's or whether you're just one of my viewing audience, welcome. I'm going to show you how to make some fantastic blueberry fat burning muffins. How that possibly can be true, I don't know, but these are the muffins that don't give you the muffin top. We don't want any of that in this kitchen. So I'm going to start with my eggs, and I'm going to whisk my eggs. I've got some beautiful eggs here. As you can see, they're free range. You can tell normally because the yolks are so yellow. So I'm just going to put those in the bowl to start. All right. And look at my big fancy whisk. Never know what you can do with this. Anyway, I'll just give those a little whisk. Look how professional I'm looking. It's exceedingly professional here for you. So these wonderful muffins, no sugar and no white flour. You're just not going to believe it. So that's our first little bit. Just whisk our little eggs there. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put in our ground almonds. There we go. Wonderful. That's mixing in just beautifully. You'll have to excuse me because I need to refer to my recipe once in a while. When you're 61 years old, your brain goes to a little bit of fudge once in a while and you can't just remember everything in the order you're supposed to. In fact, you quite often walk out of a room and forget what you went out of the room for. You have to come back, retrace your steps, and then go, oh yeah, that was it. Okay, anyway, we got 3 eggs in here and we got 1 cup of ground almonds. Okay, ground almonds, there you go. And then I'm going to put in my cup of almond butter, which is here. Now, I prepared this for you earlier and I just need to get my cup here. This is the almond butter, and I've just put it in an airtight container. Now you can see the sort of texture of it. Now that can spread on toast or anything beautifully, okay? It's so good for you. And I'm just gonna measure out a cup here because, just roughly. There we go. Put a bit more in. In fact, you know what? What the heck? Shove it all in. It'll be fine. It'll be all right on the night, as they say. Well, there's my butter. And I'm just going to mix that in. Thank goodness I got this great big stir because I need the power behind this. There we go. After that, I'm going to put in some honey. That's half a cup of honey. There we go. I don't usually measure these things out so accurately, but I'm just doing it for you today so that you get a, you know, our product turns out properly. Let's put it that way. Okay? So that's our half a cup of honey in there. All right. And I've got 1/3 of a cup of coconut oil. Now this is how I buy it. Big, mega stuff. Now I'll tell you why I buy it so big, because this isn't just for my cooking. This has so many other uses, which I'm going to share with you another day. Beauty tips extraordinaire, okay? I'll share you with that another day. So we've got all that in there. Give that a good old stir. There we go. I think it was better with my small one. I tried my small one yesterday when I was making muffins, but my filming didn't turn out too good. I tried to do it on my big fancy camera, and it turned out all kind of fuzzy, so I don't think I have the settings right. So I'm not too good with my new fandangled camera just yet. I need a few lessons, so I'm looking forward to one of my friends who's pretty good with the camera, Sylvia, giving me a few tipsters. So we'll see what happens. So I've got a lovely consistency going on there at the moment. All right. The next thing we're going to add is 1/3 a cup of coconut. Well, of course, I'm not going to measure this out because what does it matter? Just put some coconut in there. This, again, is unsweetened organic coconut, okay? I'm sure you can buy it in most supermarkets. It's fabulous. You can put it in your smoothies as well. Wonderful. Roll your peanut butter balls in these. Great. Okay, and then we're going to do a little 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and baking powder. Okay, that's baking soda. And then we got the baking powder here. Now when I made these the other day, I made them with frozen blueberries, which they turned out beautiful, because if you buy fruit sometimes, like raspberries, blueberries, and you have it sitting around for any sort of length of time, it's nicer to buy sometimes frozen. Put them in the freezer. Great in smoothies too, because they're ice cold. So that's quite wonderful. So I think we've just about got everything in here. You can put a dash of sea salt in if you want. I tend not to put salt in things. I don't see really what the motive of putting salt in when we're all trying to get away with salt and trying to get our blood pressure down. Now this is a funny thing. I bought these blueberries the other day in the shop. Look at these peeny ones, right? Same make. Look at these, gargantuan in comparison. Little peeny weenies and gargantuan. So same company, but anyway, I'm going to throw those in here. Again, it's a half a cup, but who's counting, right? The more blueberries, the merrier. So I'm just going to put a pile of them in there. I like blueberries. I think it's a nice breakfast muffin, this too. And if you've got friends coming over to have a coffee with you, that's it. Basically, we're done. I'll just get my big fancy spatula off and put that in the sink. And then give that a little stir with my spoon. And we're ready, because we just want to make sure that baking powder and baking soda is all in there, so we get some rise. Now I'll just move this over a wee bit. And I'm going to bring my pan, which I've prepared with my lovely little cupcakes. Aren't they cute? Nice for a little party, or nice for your friends coming over for a cup of tea. Now the one beautiful thing about these is they're not going to make anybody fat. So we're just going to scoop. This makes 12. Okay, and go around your muffins. Fill them up and then fill them up. Okay, just make 12 out of this. It's much nicer if the muffin rises over the top of the cup when it comes out of the oven. Okay, put your oven on at 350. Put them in for 15 to 20 minutes. Keep your eye on them. Again, don't go away answering the telephone, yapping to somebody at the door, talking to the mailman. Whatever you do, try and concentrate on what you're doing, cooking. Then they won't get burnt. Then they'll rise beautifully. Now, what to do as well, you might have a cake tester. You can test to make sure it's done. I just do the easy way, okay? Just get yourself a little toothpick like this. All right, stick it in after 15, 20 minutes, pull it out. If there's still some residue on there, just give it another few minutes and keep your eye on them, okay? Because the last part of the cooking, they can get quite dark on the top. And you don't want that. You just want them nice, and you want them lovely and moist inside, okay? So I hope that helps you, and there you go. You can also add some cinnamon in there if you want, or some vanilla flavoring, whatever you like. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed those, and hope all your friends and your family, and put a couple in your kids' lunch boxes. They're going to love you. Okay, have a great day. See you later. Bye.